Alright, hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be showing you a bunch of building tips and tricks for the Roblox horror survival sandbox game named SCP-3008. Anyway, without any further formalities, you can call me Andrea, and I'll get on with the actual point of the video now. The first thing I want to show you people is this trick I found with bunk beds. What you can basically do is you can flip them onto their side, and it sort of gives them the appearance of what I guess resembled the balcony of an apartment. The ladder on the side of bunk bed basically just becomes a handrail, and I think that's kind of cool. Next up is basically what you could see in the previous clip. You can use bookshelves as replacements for ladders, because you can also climb them on the side of the shelves. You can also stack them together if you have snapping enabled, in order to make it so that they are aligned with each other. In case you don't know what snapping is a setting that you can find in the Controls tab of the Settings menu by pressing Q. If you want snapping to be more snappy, you should change the number in the settings from 0.05 to 0.5 instead, so basically it is easier to align the objects you are building with. The small tree item, or also referred to as the potted plant, is something that is, I think in my opinion, very useful. It can be used to add greenery to your builds, which basically just spices them up with vegetation. You can shove them through walls here to create vines, and if vines aren't your thing, you can also get a bunch of dark and longer objects to create a tree trunk, on top of which you can stack a bunch of potted plants to basically just imitate the leaves of a tree. For a dead tree, you can also use the coat hanger or hat rack item. I'm not exactly sure what it's called specifically, but all you need to know is that it kind of looks like a dead plant. So you can use it to make it look like the leaves of a tree have fallen off or something. Another thing with potted plants that you can do is you can put them inside of TV stands, which is what I would recommend for this application. You can put them underneath, I guess, the shelves of the TV stand in order to make it so that only the plant part is poking out of the top and not the pot itself. And using this, you can also surround the TV stand with other objects like tables in order to make a larger plot for your plants to be on. You can also take a bunch of food items, like specifically fruits and stuff, and you can place them on top of the plants to make it look like you are growing a bunch of fruit. And on the topic of vegetation still, you can also use green couches, or in general just any flat and green prop to shove it into the floor to basically create, I guess, grass turf. Some of these have differing applications. I'd say the pool table isn't the best because of its borders, but the green carpet could be pretty good in my opinion. You can also use red carpet to make mulch, so make of that what you will. When it comes to ladders, I've found two different purposes for them. One of them is to be used as handrails, like the bunk bed on its side, and the second purpose is to be used as prison bars if you stack them on top of each other. If you ever find yourself having a shortage of pallets, which are the most commonly used building item in the game, you can use kitchen tables as a replacement. Otherwise, if you want windows or sliding doors, you can use coffee tables by flipping them onto their sides and using the glass parts as, windows. You can also place the coffee tables like so in order to make a sliding door that only you can go through and that blocks employees from going through because the opening is too thin. If you've ever wanted to make stairs in the past, well, the answer to that problem is pretty obvious. You just take any vaguely rectangular object like the dresser or any of the stools to basically just stack them on top of each other diagonally to create very easy to traverse stairs. You could also theoretically make a spiral staircase, but I didn't do that here because I'm kind of lazy. Another way you can make stairs in SCP-3008 is by using a bunch of standing desks, which I wouldn't really recommend for anything other than aesthetic purposes because they are kind of hard to traverse. But if you want anything better, I would recommend using the shelf. Using shelves is basically the same thing as the previous methods I showed you. It's just putting them diagonally to each other. And if you want to cover the size, you can basically just add a bunch of ladders rotated diagonally to act as handrailing. So that's kind of everything I have when it comes to stairs, I guess. And speaking of shelves, you can use the modern shelves in order to basically act as windows, though they don't really have glass in the middle of them. So if that bothers you, you can just go get a coffee table and put it in between. Okay, so in summary, what I want you to take away from this video is that objects aren't just their namesake, they can be more than that. For example, like a bunk bed isn't just a bunk bed. A ladder isn't just a ladder. A lot of the things in SCP-3008 are very simple, and with a little bit of an imagination, you can turn them into more unique structures. It's a lot like building with Lego, right? If you just get a big tub full of Legos, on its own, it's not really anything special, but if you know how to combine them correctly, you can make some pretty impressive structures. So in the end, you can basically use these strategies, this strategy of using your imagination to build better in other games with limited options like Minecraft or potentially Gary's mod. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time if there is one.